Hi everyone, this is David with Portal Gaming. I'm coming to you today with a yellow deck tutorial. We're going to be teaching you how to play. We had a request from one of the players on our last video. Shout out to Miss Nina Coffee. We're actually doing this video for you today. So we're going to be testing out a yellow deck that's centered around Seraphimon versus a blue deck centered around Vikemon. And we're just going to kind of give you an overview of how everything would play if this was on paper. So when you start up, obviously you determine who goes first by either rolling a dice, or the proper way is to do rock, paper, scissors, and the winner has to go first. You put 5 of your cards from the top of your deck after it's been shuffled into security, and then you'll draw your first 5 cards. So when you have your hatching phase, like I've already done, you can go ahead and put out your first Digitama, and then you'll go into your main phase and you'll be able to go from there. Currently, I'm just kind of looking at my starting hand. It's got a few rookies, which is pretty good, so we can go ahead and put this Tapermon here and draw a card every time there's an evolution. We kind of go ahead and play this card here. It's only a 2 cost, so we only give them the 2 memory and want to starve them of the memory to start out with. And with that, we start passing to our opponent and get into our game. So they go ahead and get a tamer down so they can try to get memory. It comes back to us on our hatching phase. We can go ahead and move up this Tapermon. That way we can kind of try to aggro them with these rookies real quick. I hadn't played this deck before, so I'm kind of reading over the cards. So you may notice that I play slower than I have in some of my other videos. We were just trying to make sure that we really got a good feel for the deck and that we did not misplay as much as possible. But trust me, I still have a tendency to misplay, so excuse the sorry playing later on in the game. This was a best of 3 match. We ended up winning 2 out of the 3, which isn't terrible, but as you'll see, they were not super easy games. So right now I'm just kind of looking at my hand, trying to decide what my best option is. We're going to go ahead and start swinging in with these rookies. The thing that I've seen is the best for the game right now, swing in as early as you can. A lot of times it may sound kind of counterproductive because, yeah, you may end up hitting something like a Gaia Force, or you may end up hitting into a larger creature, but as long as you're taking their security and you're like keeping your deck going and you're moving, you're at least making some progress. You don't want to just build a board and sit there and not do anything. That is one thing that I have noticed with this game so far into the game. So we're looking right here. I think we're going to go ahead and play the Patamon. We play him down. Unfortunately, there were probably a few better plays, but we wanted to get an evolution line going off of him and start swinging as much as we could for the lowest amount. Alright, they evolve into Frigimon, so they can have jamming. And there goes down the Gomamon. If you'll watch my opponent and the way they play, usually they try to starve us of memory as well. That's a big thing that I've seen with the game. Right here, I'm about to do a very big play as far as giving them memory. You typically do not want to do that just because you don't want them to be able to make too many plays against you. So we're going to play the 7 Heavens right here and go ahead and get their big person that could swing out the way. Now you can see they have 6 memory going in, and they can do quite a bit instead of being restricted to just 1 or 2 plays. Especially early on in the game, you definitely want to make sure that you're not giving your opponent too much memory, because now he has the option to go up and create several blockers. He can play Hammer Spark. It'll give him more memory. He has another blocker now. Now he effectively has 2 blockers on the field. I have only 1 attacker that's also a blocker, so I have to pay 2 memory if I swing with it, which keeps us from really being able to go into those aggro plays. Now, what I have noticed with this type of deck is it is honestly more of a control deck, the yellow one. At least that's how I've seen most builds for it. It is a little bit harder to play it as a control deck when you go up against stuff like blue or red because they just outpace you. Unless you can get the early TK setup. But if you're putting TKs down early on, they're already swinging into your security and you have nothing to swing back with, so you've kind of defeated your own purpose. Unless you can get stuff that tucks back into your security. So now they have 3 blockers. They've kind of solidified their field. They have 1 good attacker. We're going to block here. Actually, no, we don't. We let them take it. See, they hit minus security. And luckily, we have the Seraphimon there that kills off their creature. We go ahead and evolve up into this Labramon because we really want to get some card draw off these evolutions. If you're not evolving, if you're not drawing cards, you're sadly wasting your time most of the time in the game, because without any type of card advantage, you're going to run behind your opponent. They're just going to overrun you. So right here, we're going to swing. For some reason, they did not block, even though they could have. I guess they just didn't want to lose the blocker. But we take that security, we play this, and then we tap their Gobamon, killing it off. Alright, it's back our turn. We're going to go ahead during our breeding or hatching phase and move up our Pokemon. Excuse me, guys. We're going to move up our Digimon. Pokemon player for 2 or 3 years. So we're going to go ahead and move this up. Swing again. Try to just keep going in on their security. Try to get them kind of just down where they're either going to sacrifice those blockers to our attackers, or they're going to actually just let us win the game by not doing anything. So we buff this up, trying to get in there, but I can't do math very well. So we lose Labramon. And we evolve up into Seraphimon here and pass them the turn. Now, what's really cool about Seraphimon, for those of you that do like more of a control type, is whenever he attacks, if you have the Magna Angemon underneath it that I'm playing, the Magna Angemon will proc, give the other Digimon minus 1,000, and then Seraphimon will proc and give it minus 4,000. So you can actually just neg it by about 5,000. There's other cards like Heaven's Charm, I believe it's called, that will reduce it by 2,000, so that's 7k. You can go ahead and do something like that for around 2 memory, depending on how you've played your turns out. And it makes it to where you can really just deplete them. And one of the other Patamons that you'll see in the game has a inheritable ability where it will gain you memory whenever you deplete a opponent's Digimon and destroy it that way. So you can actually deplete their stuff, get more memory back, and either make another play or just go in for attacks and then make a play after attacking. So it really gives you that advantage of being versatile instead of being stuck into one thing that you can do. We're swinging here at Patamon. And they blocked and killed our Patamon, unfortunately. We're swinging with Seraphimon. I'm trying to bluff them so they won't end up blocking. And then we kill off their Frigimon with his minus 4,000 ability. The yellow deck, for anyone who is interested in playing the yellow deck, it's a very back and forth style of play. You will have to constantly really gauge your opponent, see where you need to tuck cards back in for yourself, see when you need to put in blockers. Sometimes you're going to have to do like I did just now and hard cast a blocker because you just do not have the evolution sources that you need. It does get a little bit tricky. It's not super hard to play. But out of the 3 starter decks, red, blue, yellow, I would say yellow is probably the hardest to play properly unless you're accustomed to that style of play. Alright, we're going to hatch again here. will evolve into Patamon. We can get that card draw. There we go, it's Magna Angemon. I think we're going to just plop down this TK here. At least then everything in our security will have plus 2,000. That way if they keep swinging in, we can slowly pick off their field. So we're going to kind of bluff them on that blocker. We do kill 2 of their creatures there, so that's good. We just pass a turn to them, which was a misplay on my part because I ended up giving them 4 memory. Now, Sorrow Blue, I've noticed, is a very annoying card. It makes it where if you do have to hard cast a blocker, they can just play it, and then your blocker can no longer block. It's a good way to get around decks like the one I'm playing. Alright, we're going to move up Patamon. And they only have 1 blocker, so we just have game this time, guys. We're going to sack the Patamon to the blocker. And then we just go up with Seraphimon for our first game. Now, alright, we're going to go to game 2. So how are you liking this so far, everyone? I know this is only our 3rd Digimon content video, but we do appreciate all of you that have been watching. We would like you, if you are interested, to tell us what kind of content you'd like to see. I did a poll in the large group that's for the US, and we did see that a lot of you wanted to see more games like this, and a lot of you wanted to see unboxing videos. We are going to be doing an unboxing video on Friday, the day of release. We should be streaming it both on Facebook and Twitch, and it will be posted to YouTube as well. Like I've said several times, still getting the hang of this stuff, so try to bear with us, and if there's anything we can do to improve, just kind of let us know. So we got a kind of bad hand going off this time. I don't want to hard cast the Magna Angemon, but it's really the only thing I can do because I want to go into Seraphimon next turn, and I also want to go up with Sukamon and be able to attack. Now, he's automatically got down 2 other things, and it's just not looking very good. See, we proc into this, we don't get very much. So. And we are already behind in this game. The one thing that you do not want to see with a yellow deck is that you're this far behind. I actually want to say that we lose this match just because of the way that it plays. So we took out his jamming ability Digimon, that way at least we do not have to worry about a jammer. And if he swings into our security, he still has to deal with the aspect that he may get hit by something that's more powerful than his Digimon and kill it. We do lose the Sukamon here, which is unfortunate, and the lead takes away our attacker. But we're going to go ahead and use 7 Heavens on his other attacker and try to get that out of there. Unfortunately, we gave him a ton of memory. And he Sora Blues me so that we cannot attack. See, now that's what you want to see in yellow. You definitely want TK to be in the security for the first 1 or 2 they take. That way they can go ahead and go to your field for free and you don't have to waste your time actually playing it. Same thing with 7 Heavens. You really want to see that in your security instead of in your hand. But just due to the large memory cost versus being able to play it for free. So we're going to play down Magna Angemon and tuck a security back. He goes up into Vikemon. Now, Vikemon was the MVP for this guy this game. Now he has a blocker and Vikemon. He's going to Sora Blue my Seraphimon again, where I can't do anything. And with that security +1, he's taking multiple securities. For anyone who doesn't know yet, whenever you do security +1, That means when you attack one time, you will get an additional security check. So it'll reveal the first card. If it's not a Digimon that defeats your Digimon by having more power than it, then you go to the second card and reveal that many. For every plus to security you have, you reveal one more card. And it's very, very dangerous whenever you're playing like the red deck. War Greymon can get in there and take 3-4 security in a turn, and then suddenly you went from winning to just scooping your hand up because you have nothing left to do. One of the cooler abilities that I've seen that's coming out in I believe it's in set 1 is Gallantmon. It works similar to War Greymon, but instead it does it for every 10 in your opponent's trash. It will discard security instead, so it actually gets past those security checks. You don't actually have to reveal them. The security is just discarded. They get no abilities from it. There's no chance for combat there. And he's swinging in and just killing off my stuff currently. We don't have a lot we can do. It is what it is. I am fairly certain that we lose this game. Alright, what to play. Let's throw down another TK. Let's throw down this TK right here and see if we can't get something in the security that's large enough to kill his Vikemon. Could hardcast. If I had been better at math, I would have negged down his Vikemon and hit it with Seraphimon. But sometimes you just don't get there. At this point, I've kind of realized that there's nothing left that I can really do. I think we're just going to take and throw down an Angemon. Then we'll delete the blocker. He takes out our Seraphimon and that's it. Once Seraphimon's gone, there's not really much left for us to do. We didn't get very many rookies this game. I don't know if you can tell, but getting rookies is very, very, very crucial. If you don't have anything to go up and evolve with, you don't have anything for those continuous evolution chains, then you really don't have any way for card draw to work properly, and you're just going to kind of get jerked around. You're not going to be able to beat anybody, especially if you keep swinging into stuff like this like I did. So we play Patamon with hardcasting to try to tuck another into security. But his Vikemon has security attack +1. And there he goes. Doesn't even need the security attack +1. He just swings in with his last 3 and that's it. And that's game 2, guys. We lose that one, but we're coming back for game 3. Let's see how we do this time around. Let's go ahead and put down our security and then draw our hand. It's looking good so far. We've got 3 rookies. Our enemy gets to go first. They go into the Digitama. Evolve up into Gomamon. Throw down a Bearmon, and we're going to hatch and then evolve. See, now we have 4 rookies, 1 champion, and a tamer. So we're doing pretty good. We'll go ahead and do this here so that we can get multiples on the field. That one's only a 2 cost, so we'll throw down 2 2 costs. Evolves up into a Kakumon. We're going to move up Tapermon and go ahead and start swinging in. Alright, we swing into Frigimon, which is unfortunate, so we kill for Sukamon. Same thing here. If you decide to play a deck that's like Rookie Rush, unfortunately, that's what you're going to run into quite often. So you have to have cards that are expendable that you can replenish quickly, otherwise you're going to fall behind your opponent. Especially if they have additional cards like Terraforce or whatever that is in the security that you swing into and they just easily take it from you. As long as you can keep your evolution lines going, though, you can keep working up to it, you should be better off than if you just try to, handle it by yourself without any type of evolution. We traded right there, and they've already got a Mega on the field. So we're going to hatch again. Tapermon to evolve and draw. It's very hard choices right now. We're going to go ahead and Magna Angemon and tuck another security. He swings into a Magna Angemon, defeating a Kakumon. Swings into a Placiomon. We don't get anything off of that one, unfortunately. And does Gomon go in? Does not. Alright, we're going to move up Tapermon after our draw. I think we just go up into the Seraphimon and swing. Alright, there we go. We're going to go in with that security attack +1. Unfortunately, the Vikemon destroys us, so we don't get past there. So we go in for another attack. And it's a Gomamon, so we live. And go up into Angemon so we can try to defeat Gomamon and limit how many attacks they can get this turn. Unfortunately for us, his Mega does not have security attack +1 currently, so we're not getting hammered down by that. However, that one does have jamming, so this combat does nothing for us. And we just swing in for game, guys. And that's it. I hope this tutorial helped you. If there's anything else we can do to help y'all learn, let us know. You can find us on Facebook. You can comment below, subscribe, like the videos, let us know how you feel, and we appreciate it, guys.